Today we're taking a closer look at my favorite semiconductor company, Nvidia. Right now we can see it's down roughly 1.3%, and we can see it's definitely been a crazy month for the overall tech market just the past few months. But in the past month alone, Nvidia is down roughly 24%. On today's episode, what I want to do is take a closer look at three things I'm super excited after its recent GTC conference that it had last week. Also, if you are kind of a supporter of this channel, you might have noticed that I've been gone for the past week. I'm going to explain a little bit of where I've been, but I'm back, and thank you so much for all the support and all the kind words I've got. So let's get started.
I do want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check out fool.com/Jose to get the top 10 stocks to buy right now.
Like I mentioned, Nvidia last week, they did have their GTC conference where they explained a lot of new technology coming out for the company, and I'm super excited. So unfortunately, last week I did have a loss in my family, so that was the main reason why I haven't been on. I just wanted to explain that a little bit more. I obviously don't want to go more in detail, but I know sometimes people just see this, hey, the stock market was pretty red last week. Jose is just not posting any more videos because he's done with the stock market. That's not it. For me, I am a long-term investor, so on a week-to-week basis, I could care less what the stock market does. The only thing that's super important is I have to do these types of videos because this is how I'm able to provide for my family. At the end of the day, family is more important, so I had to take the whole week off, but now I'm back and I have to make sure to do these videos amazing to provide great information, not for myself, but also for you guys. So during the GTC conference, there were numerous new technologies. I had to pick three, right? Because I can't make an hour-long episode. The first one that super excites me is just the overall Hopper and all the kind of super chips integrations that they're making with this. On Tuesday, September 20th, Nvidia did announce that Hopper is in full production. They do mention that the first wave will start to roll out on October, so in the upcoming weeks. I can't believe we're already at the end of September. And remember, Nvidia doesn't only produce the graphics cards, they also kind of make infrastructure solutions. One of those infrastructure solutions are, for example, the OVX. Kind of supercomputers that they use for kind of metaverse. Customers can also begin to start ordering their Nvidia DGX H100 systems. Remember, these are the systems that are just super packed with a lot of super compute power to be able to use for anything like an artificial intelligence. And they do mention that H100 power systems from the world leading computer makers are expected to start shipping in the coming weeks. Not only that, they also mentioned that AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, the leaders in the cloud market, will be among the first to deploy H100 based instances in the cloud starting next year. So even though it is a new product that is expected to release, it does take some time for obviously like the clouding providers to kind of implement it in their servers and then be able to provide some of those solutions to the customers. But overall, I'm super excited about Hopper and obviously the Grace Hopper super chip. And this slide pretty much says it all. This is the H100 being used with any other type of CPU. Nvidia, obviously these are numbers based on their testing, and their testing might be somewhat biased. For example, if you use the Grace Hopper super chip, which is Grace, their CPU, Hopper, their GPU, it's about 4 times faster than using the H100 with any other CPU. I think this is pretty interesting. I am super excited about their Grace CPU and how it's going to integrate pretty well with the Hopper product. The next one I want to say is not one that I'm completely excited about. It's just one I'm obviously expecting, but I just want to throw it here, and that is their RTX 40 series line. This is their next gaming GPUs, which are expected to be released later in October. We can see the RTX 4090 will be available on Wednesday, October 12th, starting at $1,600. I do think it's insane how they're still pricing these cards at insane levels. I guess to them, they are still going to see some market in the higher tier cards. They're also going to be releasing the RTX 4080, which are closer to November release, and prices will be somewhere between $1,200, and the other version is going to be closer to $900. I do believe a little bit more gamers might be excited about the RTX 4080 opposed to the 4090 just because of the high price point. Obviously, when they do release a new kind of gaming GPU, they also release new GPUs for designers and kind of architectures, the construction field, all of these, the designers, the creators, and so much more, and that is going to be the RTX 6000 GPU line. Okay, nothing too exciting here. It's just something that normally happens, and this is to start shipping starting in Q4 of 2022, so later this year. And if you are enjoying the episode so far, make sure to hit the thumbs up as it does help me grow my overall audience. If you want to support a little bit more, make sure to subscribe using my link at fool.com/Jose. Finally, if you want to learn more about the semiconductor industry, I am starting a newsletter. The link is down below. So the second product that I'm super excited is probably my favorite, and maybe I should have saved this for last, but this is the Thor Super Chip. So the Thor Super Chip is going to be the chip that is being used for their automotive solutions. The current generation is their Orin chip, right? And we can see just the overall huge growth in kind of computational horsepower between Orin and Thor. The reason it's called Super Chip is pretty much similar to the Grace Hopper Super Chip, where you're able to kind of configure different chips together, and kind of this overall is improving exponentially. We can see the kind of computational horsepower. So this is expected to be released in early 2024, and it is targeting the automakers of 2025 models. I do want to say the automotive market is one that has huge growth opportunities, and unfortunately right now we can't see it just because the overall slowdown in production in automobiles at the moment. I do believe if the automotive market was a little bit not as supply constrained as it is, the automobile industry in a lot of semiconductor companies would be a lot higher segment of revenue compared to where it's at right now. Nvidia says one of the main selling points for Thor is just the exceptional compute power, and it kind of reduces the amount of chips needed in a car. For example, in previous car generations, you might need kind of a system on chip for parking, for autonomous vehicle, for cluster, for infotainment. Now Drive Thor itself can pretty much be the only chip a car needs. Like I mentioned before, the automotive market is one that's super small right now, but it's one that I believe will continue to grow at strong levels in the upcoming years. The third one I want to say is probably my favorite in forms of revenue because it's probably going to have the highest margins. And Nvidia launches Omniverse Cloud Services, and this is going to be the first software as a service offering that includes Omniverse Cloud Nucleus and numerous kind of simulation products. For example, Drive Sim is their simulation software that allows car companies to kind of run real-life simulations in their computer using kind of Nvidia's Omniverse. Isaac simulation, for example, is the one that works really well with robotic automation, right? So they are making these solutions as a SaaS product, so another form of revenue for them, and one that will obviously help margin grow. I do want to say in the short term of things, maybe in the next 12 months, it might continue to be a very scary time for companies like Nvidia and the semiconductor industry. Like I mentioned, I am a long-term investor, so I could care less how stock prices move from here on in the next 12 months. I do believe in the next 5 years, this is a company that's going to have a way higher market cap than $300 billion. It might be crazy, but I know there are many people that are saying this is easily a $1 trillion company, and I could definitely see this with the overall kind of expansion in technology innovation that this company is doing. So for me as a long-term investor, obviously it sucks, but it's one that I have no worries about right now, and it's one that I'm just going to continue to hold. So take care, have a good day, and see you next time.